So by now you would have watched the short film Ticket Without a Seat. In today's lesson, we're going to analyze it and we look at the different shots and angles used. So this short film or animated movie actually won an Oscar for Best Animated Movie. And there's obviously many lessons that we can take from the short film. It's only 3 minutes long, but obviously has a larger impact. Let's have a look at this camera shot used here. Yeah, we see the two main characters, so to speak. Okay, the lady and then the old or elderly man. Okay, and this is known as a medium shot. So they are engaged in conversation. We see both characters from the waist upwards, and they both fit into the screen or the frame. The next one is a shot that indicates time. So here we see it's nighttime with the moon rising. And early on you would have seen, if you watch the film, the different stages of the day and the sun setting and the moon rising. So the idea is that the director shows how time has passed and how long this journey is on the train, and also indicating how long the lady has to stand for. And on the other hand, how long the man or the elderly man would have had to have stood for if the lady didn't give up her seat. Okay, here's an example of an extreme close-up shot. Okay, we see the ticket that she has to produce to the conductor. And here we learn quickly that she indeed had a ticket for a seat, 27C. Early on, she told the elderly man that she also didn't have a seat and that she was just taking a chance, and then she offered the seat up to him. The elderly man doesn't know that she actually paid for a seat. So this extreme close-up shot forces the audience to see that she indeed had a seat. And this is actually quite an important part of the plot of the short film. And here's where the audience learns of the sacrifice that she makes in giving up her seat. So this is a high angle shot. So it's looking down at the elderly man. So the camera is pointed from the high angle down towards the character. And generally these shots show weakness and vulnerability. And I guess because the man is elderly, you know, he could be seen as weak, and would have been tough for him to have stood for all that amount of time. Here's the over the shoulder shot. Okay, so here we see the train conductor or the ticket manager, whatever it is, and the lady engaged in conversation. This is where she tells him to obviously shush because of his newfound knowledge of the fact that she does have a seat, or that she has paid for a seat. Okay, here's an extreme close-up shot, and this forces the audience to see that the lady is reaching for her crutches. Okay, so here's a bit of a sudden plot change where the audience learns that she's also somewhat crippled or disabled with only one leg. All right, and this is when we learn that, hang on, she's given up a seat, she stood this whole time only on one leg, when all the other passengers who paid for their tickets, and rightly so, are sitting down, but didn't actually offer a seat to the elderly man or to even this lady. Okay, the train conductor then does offer her a seat later on in a different carriage. All right, so this is also an important scene for the audience to see. Okay, it forces us now to see that she is indeed on crutches, and then later on we see her walking down the carriage with one leg only. Okay, here's a close-up shot. Here the character's face fits into the frame. And here we see the character's surprise, the shock, so the train conductor's shock at the fact that this lady only has one leg. So this sudden realization with both the audience and all the people in the carriage that she's only on one leg. Extreme close-up shot here. Okay, here we see the crutch. So what we should consider when we analyze a short film like this is, what is the message of the short film? And that's obviously kindness, sacrifice, and it's truly a sacrifice when you give up something that you actually need. So this lady actually needed a seat because she only has one leg and because she has a disability. But she gave it up because she knew that the elderly man needs a seat a lot more than what she does. And this is then done in the backdrop of all the other people who turned a blind eye and wouldn't offer their seat out of kindness. Okay, what creative techniques are used? If you look, there isn't spoken dialogue in this short film. It's all with speech bubbles, so very cartoon-like. All right. However, the film does use many specific camera shots and angles. Okay, it uses many extreme close-up shots and close-up shots. So it forces the audience to recognize a lot of different detail in the short 3-minute film. Okay, so this one's quite rich in the different shots and angles used by the director. And then identify the theme of the whole film. Okay, so the idea of kindness, the idea of sacrifice, all right, and also, you know, are we really being kind when we give anything away? Or is it only kindness when we really sacrifice something that we indeed needed ourselves? All right, so this is just the one film, the first film. You will then carry on in the next few lessons analyzing the other two. But for now, you need to answer the questions on the Google slide.